And greetings everybody. Welcome back. I am Vorm here to play some more Vintage Story in our single player game, which is Load Wolfsack 91 hours. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So I have decided we're going to be ending this series pretty soon. Maybe today. This might be the last run. It's slowing down quite a bit. There's not a lot of content left, and running around for another 20 hours trying to find bauxite does not entertain me. So we'll see, But we might finish this one up. Fair warning. I was hoping to get through the steel stuff, but given how much time and effort it's going to take for little actual reward or difference in functional gameplay, I'm just not sure I'm going to see it through that entire amount of time. We're already, like I said, 91 hours into this, and there's really not much left to see. So going yet another 20-25 hours to just accomplish one or two last things isn't really going to be worth it for me. I'll lose interest too quickly. Okay, so our pulverizers are up. We know what they look like and how they work. Our Hellhammers are up. We know how they work. Forges, of course. Kerns. So we've got all the basic tools. We've seen them all. Steel productions, the only really thing it's going to do is give us like access to steel armor and a steel weapon. But there's nothing really to use them on. So, yeah, we'll see. But we will spend at least this episode trying to find some bauxite. That's the one and only thing that's really stopping us. And, if we can locate some, maybe we'll get an opportunity to see some of that. Actually, probably not even then, because it's going to take me forever to get the cementation furnace set up. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel after a few more hours. Keep that there. 20 o'clock, and raining like crazy, which it's been doing for days. Days and days. Lot of rain. I forget where exactly my gardens are at, progress-wise. 5 out of 5. 6 out of 12. Alright, not ready yet. A little ways to go there. I think we were really close. If I remember right, we were like one stage away from our flax harvest. So we'll let that roll as is. Got a good wind going, apparently. Think there's anything particularly interesting going on with the animals. Here, animals. Still pregnant. We have a bunny rabbit in the goat pen still. And eggs. A big old pile of chickens. I wonder how many chickens, if there's a limit to how many chickens you can fit into a particular enclosure. I thought I read something about having multiple roosters in a single enclosure would cause some kind of a problem, but if there is, I haven't seen it yet, or I'm not aware of it. Or I'm not paying attention to it enough. I'm not sure which. Either way. I don't think we're short on any other materials. I got no axes ready to go, but we got 2 fresh axes, so I actually do one thing. Grab that thing. That up on the wall. Here we go. We've got a partial and a replacement. We'll nibble on this right now. June already. We have to be a little careful. I've been letting time fly by just sleeping on the bed at night, which I might do again here in a second. That's had time going by fairly quickly since we're already in June. Or actually, the end of June. Yeah, let's just... Like I said, I got nothing else really to do. We're good on almost all the materials. We got no bauxite. And absolutely nothing I can do to progress without bauxite. I'm not real... Oh, of course. This is the thing I feared right here, actually. We might die right here. The run might end because we're going to die to a heavy temporal storm while we sleep. Oh, still approaching. Oh, 58 seconds. We're going to have to sit through the entire temporal storm. That is exactly what I had feared one time. Because it won't let me sleep again so soon after the last one. Alright. Nerd pole it is. Well, this is an exciting start to the adventure. We get to sit up here for 10 minutes. Oh, man. I wish there was something else I could do. We'll see what shows up. Imminent. Yeah, I mentioned this last episode that one of my worries was going to sleep, and while I sleep, having a storm start right as I woke up. This one, at least, we were able to get out and get up a nerd pole. Storm approaching. That timer's... What the hell? That's a weird timer. It went 20 to 17 to 15. Now there's another long break. It's definitely not following real world time. Ah, well, this is exciting. Taking about 60 seconds to do the last 20 seconds on that counter. And now it gets scary. Come on, Nightmare Drifter. Appear on the column with me and kill me. Here's one. Not a nightmare. That one might be. It's got the parts attached to it. Got spikes. I don't think that's the nightmare. I think that's at least one level down from the nightmare. That's the same kind of guy? Kind of hard to tell from up here. So, we're basically getting another day wasted. Hey there, all systems go! Thanks much for the resub. Welcome to Vorm Stands on a Nerd Pole. Three guys just appeared in my garden. I don't like that they can spawn so close to you. I never like that in any of these kinds of games. Where you can walk 10 feet, stand still and look that direction, then get hit from behind by something that spawned directly behind you. Don't like that. Always hated that mechanic. Or choice of game development. Much rather they spawn at a minimum distance outward from the player, and then give the enemies awareness of where the player's at, so that they come directly at you. Don't let them spawn directly behind you. That's just cheesy, cheaty bullcrap. Well, we got a long way on this ahead of us. There's not really much I can do. Yeah. I mean, we've seen pretty much everything. Steel making's the only thing, and we're totally stuck without bauxite. And a whole lot of quartz. Bed of nails. Never made any beds of nails. Ah, spikes. Yeah, there's not really a point to it. Oh wait, I think these are from the primitive survival. Yeah, these are from the primitive survival mod. That I didn't use even a smidge of this particular run. Didn't use a single part of it. What is this game game event? This is a heavy temporal storm. I went to sleep, and right before I woke up, we got the message that a storm was incoming. So I woke up, and then I had 50 seconds before the storm hit. So I couldn't go back to sleep through it like I normally do. Can't sleep back-to-back time. So I had to come jump on a nerd pole and just sit here for 10 minutes. Or however long this is going to last. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for bauxite. It's bright orange. I mean, if we had been anywhere that had it, we would have remembered. Really hard to miss when you find bauxite. But I'm absolutely sure I have not seen bauxite, period, in any of my travels in 90 hours of play on this game world. Which is a problem. A big problem. For a game with, you're playing with with Perma-Death, no map of any kind, I don't have any idea which even direction to go. I don't know if more southerly would be more likely, or less likely, or is it just random, totally random? Is it not dictated by the world generation, like, rules for locations, or what? But, yeah, we haven't seen a single nibble of anything bauxite. And it's a stone type, it's not an ore. It's not something I can pro pick for. Only thing I know is it's a sedentary type material. Other than that, yeah, bauxite, sedimentary. Getting a little worried about the stability bar. There's not going to be anything I can do about it. 28%. We're not even near waning yet. So, I might get my wish, and this run will end with me dead in Rust World. I'm not looking for coal. I've never been looking for coal. I could care less about coal. Bauxite's what I'm looking for. So yeah, we got the perfect storm of timing. Pun intended. The exact circumstance I talked about last episode. I went to sleep so that I could fast forward through the night and get running, do some adventuring in the daylight. And right before we woke up, warning, heavy storm incoming. So I woke up out of bed, I had 50 seconds before the storm was going to land. Nothing I could do about it. So, here we are at the top of a pole. Nah, we're likely going to end the run today regardless. I'm getting really bored. I'm not really... There's nothing interesting to do anymore. Getting the steel stuff isn't really going to change much. And it's so many hours away. So many hours away. Hey, it seems to be waning. I'm at 10%. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a hint of bauxite in 91 hours. I have not seen a speck of bauxite, no matter how far I've gone in every direction. So, Lord only knows how long I'm going to have to just wander the countryside, doing absolutely nothing other than looking for bauxite. And then once I find it, I have to get a whole bunch of it, and I have to get a bunch of quartz, and I have to pound it forever. Then I have to make the cementation for us. Yeah, I just don't think I'm gonna. This will likely be the last episode for the run. Needs more content. Greatly enjoyed the time I had, but needs a lot more content. What's in there? There's just no real incentive or push on the player. 4%. We're not gonna make it. That looks like a pretty rough dude right there. Is that a nightmare? He's got the spikes. I think that's a nightmare guy. Yeah, I did some research and I wasn't seeing any reason whatsoever to go down deep into the earth other than trying to gather certain raw materials that spawn low. But there doesn't seem to be much of any kind of end game or things to go do deep down underground. So, not a nightmare? Alright, I can't tell from up here. 2%. So, what they've got in the game is interesting and everything. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. But it'll be one we'll have to come revisit. I can't think of anything I can do really to change the difficulty that would be interesting to me in any way. I mean, making more hunger or more damage doesn't really change the basic game. And there's a few spots in the crafting progression that are just hard blocked by certain materials, and you just flat can't do anything, progress in any interesting way without getting those. 1%! Rust World during a storm! Sure, we'll run for it. We'll go this way. My road is all wavy and curvy. We have forward progress. This is where a nightmare drifter spawns directly behind me and one-shots me. That's funny. The really fun part of being having your base in a negative stability zone. Looks like it's clearing up. Did the storm actually end? I guess the storm ended. Yeah, that's kind of silly then. Alright, man. Don't think we need this anymore. Actually, we'll go back. We'll go hang out at my garden. Double check where my flax plants are at. See if we can get swiped by a nightmare drifter on my way through my base. We find out they haven't all despawned. Oh, they're all gone. Nine out of 9. Yeah. 7 out of 8, and we've got exactly 1 pumpkin on the ground. That seems weird. Still plenty of nutrients. Seems like way less than last time. Yeah, the wet effects are really well done. Graphics in general and the weather effects and everything I've been really impressed with. It's just we need more game content. Just needs content. They got good bones in place. Now they just need to put meat on the bones. Especially some kind of a pressure on the player. That's really what I'm missing the most, is just some kind of pressure. I mean, there's just nothing I can do really to make the game more interesting after I've got it basically figured out. Alright, we'll grab that. Well, if you have it so that it gets steadily worse and worse and worse, there needs to be some kind of a timed event or a way of alleviating the problem or something. I don't know what they have planned or what the roadmap might be, but currently there's no real incentive for the player to do anything other than survive, and that can be accomplished in the first season. And once you've got that done, there's really very little pressure after that. The balance of food is way, way off. Everything's front-loaded, basically. So the difficulty is all front-loaded. It's only really difficult in the first few weeks. Once you've gotten into copper, basically, you're set. After that, there's really not that much to do or worry about. Once you know how things work. Food very quickly becomes a total non-issue. Regardless of your hunger rate. I could have 2 times the hunger rate I've currently got and still not really notice. It's already set up with something a bit like timed events in that the storms increase in severity and frequency as time goes by. I don't know if there's a hard limit on that. Hey now, Bunny Rabbit. Bunny Rabbit tried to sneak in while I was harvesting. So I don't know if there's a limit on that. There's got to be. They can't just have back-to-back storms consistently forever. But, yeah. That's, There's got to be something, though. Right now, there's just very little balance. There's a lot of stuff in, but there's no real balance, and there's no tension on the player. You can totally avoid pretty much every danger that the game offers, very, very, very simply and easily. So, wolves are realistically about the only thing you're likely to get killed by. Drifters, there's just no way drifters are going to kill a player that's played for any length of time. Falling down a hole... I mean, when the biggest danger in your game is somebody falling down a vertical shaft on accident while just running around the landscape, that's a problem. I know about Echo. It's been recommended, and I've researched it. It requires I think, a fairly sizable group of people to be interesting. And I'm not certain... I don't know. I've looked at it. I'm not certain it's something I'm interested in from the amount of gameplay that it has. The type of gameplay it offers. Guess I should replant. We're up to, what, 77? Seems terrible. I have more than that. Alright, so what are we back to? This is the K-crop, so it's going back over here. Uh-oh. Stream has disconnected. That's kind of weird. Yeah, I haven't been following the game long enough, so I don't know. How quickly their dev process is moving, how often they're updating and all that, with actual solid amounts of content. This is the end crop. Back to full on that. But they need to have some kind of incentives built into the game. Right now, it's more like a crafting Skinner's box, if you're familiar with that term. Basically, you're crafting for the sake of crafting. You're not crafting in order to accomplish something else, like, I really need this armor so I can go fight these kinds of creatures. You really don't. You don't need to go fight those creatures. There's no reason to go fight those creatures. So you're crafting for the sake of the act of crafting, and you're rising through the material levels just for the sake of rising through the material levels. So that you can you can harvest resources faster, so you can rise through material levels. But there's no actual end reason why you're rising through those material levels, really. So, yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye on it. It'll be one kind of like Valheim. I had the same experience with Valheim. Valheim, really great fun, really great start to the game. But once you understand some of the basics on how it works, it has very, very little actual difficulty. Only a few random ways that you might get killed. And there's just not quite enough there yet. So, Valheim and Vintage Story are kind of falling into the same boat for me in regards to where they're at in their current development. They're both early access, so it's understandable. I'll definitely keep an eye out, and we'll be doing some revisiting. But for the moment, I'm feeling like I have about exhausted the time that I want to spend. And I've gotten to the point where I'd have to just crank things to kind of crazy, ridiculous levels to get any kind of a real challenge. And it's more adding tedium than it is adding difficulty. That's kind of where I draw my line. When I start looking for ways to make the game harder, and all of my available options only make the game more tedious, they just make things longer, not necessarily harder, that's where I start to lose interest, and my desired play falls off. Well, the problem with the Valheim goals is they're super easy. I mean, I stopped playing it in my single-player game when I was having absolutely no challenge or difficulty and just steamrolling my way in single-player on... I don't remember my settings, but they were hard settings on Perma-Death, and I was just steamrolling everything. And all the bosses have super easy-to-use tricks, gimmicks, and so on that you can use to defeat them. Some of which I think have been mitigated a bit, but... there's not really any challenge to Valheim. Once you know the progression and you know what's expected, I mean, it's real simple. You go to the you start in a biome, you get the best armor in the biome, you get your weapon upgraded, you go kill the boss. You go to the next biome, you get the best armor that biome offers, you get the best weapon that biome offers, you go kill the boss. You go to the next biome, rinse and repeat. It's the exact same thing each time. It's just they have more hit points, but you do more damage, and the fights feel exactly the same. So... once you're aware of how the fights work and what the dangers of the bosses are, they're no challenge. They're super easy. Single player, multiplayer, whatever. So, what was I doing? I think I was going to make another windmill. So yeah, this is... what time is it? 2200? Do I dare? Do I dare sleep again? Do I dare? Is it safe to sleep? I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. Let's get some more food. Maybe as a final hurrah in this particular run, I will just go get lost. We'll go find bauxite and have no idea which direction home is. Come here, you. Alright, finish putting some stuff away. I guess we turn this into what it's going to get turned into. 1, 2. So that means we're going to have 6 left over. Not quite 7 left over, which I think will be enough to get the 4th. With the next crop of flax coming in, I think that'd be enough for the 4th one. I could still be off some, but doesn't really matter at this point. So yeah, I get a very similar vibe. There's more combat. There's more of a combat focus in Valheim, and you do have a little bit more variety in that regard. It's a lot less deep in the crafting stuff, but better in the structure building portions. So each game has its strengths, and they've got somewhat similar weaknesses in that they're just early in their development. But they're both really, really good, solid products that hopefully will mature well over time and get some solid updates and improvements. I look forward to seeing, especially with the mod scene for Vintage Story and what would be capable given the really good engine they've got built on it. Then I'm really interested to see what happens with Vintage Story. Most of the mods I've seen, there are some content mods, but most of the mods I've seen are either QOL mods or relatively smaller mods. And they don't really change the basic gameplay all that much. Yeah. I mean, I could kill 1,000,000 of these drifters at night, no problem. I just go slaughter some chickens and make a bunch of arrows and build a trench around my pole and then just shoot arrows down into the trench or even use spears. I mean, they can all be pretty easily spoofed by just real basic stuff. I mean, whether it's fencing or a hole that you've dug, a trench, or so many different things. Without more variety of enemies, like a flying enemy that can harass you while you're up on a nerd pole, or something that can climb the pole, like the spiders that are in the dungeons, or the caves, or something, there's just absolutely no danger on the upper ground. So, just needs more stuff, more variety. There will be more stuff. Yeah, see, I mean, every game is going to have that point where once you know it well enough, I mean, I long ago passed that point with CDDA. I have to purposely do the stupid and stick my head in the noose in order to keep danger and excitement. I mean, even on the worst condition starts, as long as I survive the first 10 minutes, I could live forever because I know exactly what kind of dangers to look for and expect. I know the safe spots and so on. Yeah, I could still die to some random stuff on occasion, but if I played it ultra cautious and just played it to survive alone with no accommodation for, you know, entertaining anybody, I could do that ad nauseum on just about any difficulty, regardless of how I set things up. So we already went to Rustworld at the end of that storm. we were in Rustworld. It's not actually another world, it's just, I don't know exactly how it works, but, yeah, well, did we actually go into it or not? Because we were at 1% when I jumped off the pole, and the storm had ended. I think we were. I think it's just a low-level storm that happens, I guess, until you recover your stability. I don't know. Find a massive cave. We've seen a couple. That was my plan, was to get the steel stuff done and then just dive into a cave and get killed. So, but, I mean, I'm not going to see anything I haven't already seen, so I'm just not sure there's a point to it. No, it's not another realm or a map. Well, now it's 1 o'clock. It's too late to sleep now, so we'll just putter around a little bit longer and take off. Yeah, but we run into the same problem, is why would I care about going to a tomb? What is in a tomb that I care about? What am I going to gain for going there? I mean, it feels a lot like Cataclysm's endgame content, where you go there, and if you can survive it, you've already got the stuff that's better than what you're going to get for going there. there's no reason to go there other than to flex your E-peen and cross another thing off your bucket list. There's no actual reason to go there from a purely I'm going to win this gameplay perspective. So, yeah, it's just all content. I agree completely. It's all about the content. They got a really good basic structure in place. The engine looks great and works great. And it just needs more stuff. More stuff, more ways to vary the content. I don't know how hard that is. I don't know how hard it is to actually add content, or what they're taking their time to do. I don't know how much technical bug fixing they're doing versus content addition. If your windmill won't spin because of Hellhammer, do I need more sails? You need that, or you need stronger wind. I mean, sometimes there's just no wind. The wind's not strong enough. Did it ever move the Hellhammer? Did it move at one point and then stopped moving, or did it just never move? Because if it never moved, you need to upgrade and or add windmills. Never moves? Yeah. How many times have you upgraded the windmill? Because it's got 4 levels. When you first build it and you add your first set of sails, that's only 25% power. Add another set of sails to get to 50, another set to get to 75, and then a 4th set to get to 100. So that is a 4-set, 100% power windmill. So you need 16 total linen. You need 16. Here, I'll show you. I'll demonstrate. I have the parts. I have the power. Rotor. Windmill rotor. Hammer, chisel. This stuff. That. Give me that. That. Give me that. And give me that. Rotor. Alright, that hammer, chisel, block of wood, resin, and that. And we'll just do both while we've got them out. Alright, so you there, there. To the roof! Alright, so this is a full 100% length, that's 4 upgrades total, windmill. If you only did it once, you've only got 25% of the power. So go get more linen. Just make another set of sails, come over here and just right click with the sails highlighted, and it will it'll add more length to your windmill rotor, or to your windmill sail. So we've got 2 of them complete so far. Up shop. I didn't bring the axles with me. Axles. Oh, axles are over. Axles! Axles out. And then the sail is just sticks, right? Yep. Sticks. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're all set. Fall off my tower to finish the run. That'd be fun. Alright, rotor's in place. So, I have 4 sets of sails here. Which I know is what I need. So I'll right-click once. There's the first set. That's the 25% power. And you'll notice when I highlight it at the top of the screen, it says windmill rotor. Wind speed percent, and then sail power output is 20. I go to the next one and add it. Now it's 40. One. Oh, it's 60. Final one. Now it's 80. I don't know if that's, what is KN? Kilonewtons? I don't know. But, yeah, there we go. Now we have a third windmill added. 3 out of 4 complete. Cool arrangement. I'm glad I got to fiddle with it. I really like what they're doing with this kind of early mech industrial process stuff. The gears and the rotors and the axles. I really like that. I think water mills, I know there's a mod for it. I don't know if they're planning to incorporate that into the main game or what. But it's a cool system. It's a little odd that wind direction means nothing. Just the wind blows, and doesn't matter what direction your windmill faces. I guess that's a little bit more complexity than they want to deal with, and or maybe it's coming later. Yeah, I didn't want to go that high. It was high enough. Alright, 3 out of 4 done. I should have done this side. I look at this side more, so I could have gotten more enjoyment. Ah, 2 bowls of rotten food. You know, that's not friendly. Let's see, I already sealed up my rot box. I think I've got some rot sitting in one of these. There it is. So are these going rotten? No? Guess I just ate berries and bread instead of eating my meals. Final row. Yeah, I lost some of my enthusiasm when I figured out just how over-prepared I was for winter. After I actually experienced a winter and realized that I didn't even use a single box of my stew compared to how much I had prepared, that I realized at that point, very, very obviously, that food was just really a total non-issue once you get the start of it gone. Winter wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. Oops, you can stay there. Now, granted, everybody's experience with the game is going to be different. People have different play styles, experience levels, and so on. So... 6:30. Yeah, let's go ahead and get moving. you again. And unfortunately, that had a cascading effect. Once I figured out how easy food was, and that it was really going to be zero difficulty in getting enough food to make it through the winter, my enthusiasm for actually doing anything with the animals dropped way, way off. So I see next to no point to doing any of the animal stuff. I mean, maybe I guess the chickens if you're really into the bows, but I really didn't like the bow implementation and how it works. Without salt, the milk is mostly useless. So, I mean, if you can get to the salt, great. Maybe the goats would be worth it at that point, but, well, no, not really, because food's so easy. The only reason to have the bees, really, is to, I guess, the beeswax, but even that, I could have easily just totally ignored and skipped, because I've got so much animal fat that I could have used to, store the food when I wasn't having to store 5 boxes worth. If I knew I only needed maybe 2 boxes at most. So the whole bees thing was also irrelevant. So yeah, balance, difficulty, content. Nah, I don't care about automating the input. I know what's involved in it. I know how it would work, and just not really interested. If I found bauxite, maybe. But the fact that we're 100% dry on bauxite doesn't incentivize me to get that process started, because there's no reason to do it. Bees are needed for the lantern. Sort of. I agree. If you want a lot of lanterns, yeah, they're pretty useful. I remember I got some beeswax. Was it from a trader, or was it from a box? I think it was from a jug. I think one of the jugs I came across had some beeswax, and I got a candle or 2 from a ruin. I forget. But you don't need that many bees to get that accomplished. I would still probably do it because the bee thing is pretty easy. But if you're doing it just for the lanterns, you don't need that many. All right, let's go for a run. Where are we gonna go? What direction have I not really been? I haven't been that way recently. Looks like we're going to have bad visibility up there. I think we're going to go out this way. We're going to go out that side of the mountain, out to that plains area. We'll just keep moving that way for a while. I got food. I got food. I got 31 bread and two full bowls of meat. And we got fruit on all the berry bushes now, so we're fine. I could have 0 food and we'd still be fine. More rain. Man, rain, springtime showers. They came with a vengeance. Almost makes me miss the winter. I'm also not sure if I played another match, if I would do it without the map stuff. Yes, it does add a bit of difficulty, but now that I've done it, it's not enough, I think, to offset. I guess it comes down to that whole tedium versus difficulty factor. I'm not sure if I would do it without the maps again. But I would need other incentives and difficulty factors to mix in. So everyone keep an eye out for bright orange soil. That's bauxite. Or not really soil, but it's more of a rock, but that's what we're searching for. If you see it, yell. I don't think you're gonna. That is not bauxite. I believe that's chert. Can't remember. Do. Claystone. So, there's our big mountain with our marker on it. Our other marker. Ooh. Granite. Granite is not what we're looking for. This world has been all about granite and obsidian. Alright, so clouds are going east to west, or west to east, I mean. The sun rises there. Our base is right over there. More claystone, which is orangish, but not the kind of orange we're looking for. Wish to go around you. Come on. Yeah, we found a few translocators. I'm hesitant to use them because I've read reports that it's not uncommon for you to go through a translocator and there not to be a gate on the other side. Which would be a bit of a problem with a world with permadeath and no maps or no coordinates.